name is Francine Scaboria, and I work at Safe Berks. Safe Berks is the nonprofit in Berks County which serves survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. We offer our services for free, they're confidential, and they're available 24 hours a day. Our services are also available in English, Spanish, or in any other language needed. And now I want to thank our guest today is Jay Mahoney, who is a dedicated board member at Safe Berks. Welcome, Jay.
Thank you very much, Francine. Yeah, it's really an honor to be here.
Well, it's my honor to get to interview you. And we've gotten to meet so many times at meetings, but I wanted to just start by saying, tell us a little bit about you and how you got involved with Safe Berks quite a few years back.
Well, first of all, I'm an insurance broker, an insurance producer.
Great.
I work for Gallant Insurance in Shillington, Pennsylvania. Been there a number of years. It's not my first career. I retired for a while and got into insurance, frankly, by accident.
Okay.
Like, a lot happens like that in life, believe me. I've been doing it for a number of years, and I enjoy what I do. It involves me meeting a lot of people and helping people,
right.
Which I feel very proud of, the fact that I can help people.
Great. And it was actually your work in insurance that led you to meet with Safe Berks back when it was Berks Women in Crisis?
That is correct.
Okay.
I was the insurance agent that handled that account. And I can remember the first time that I went to see some of the employees in the Safe House, which in those days was a row home on 5th. You know, there are certain things in life that all of us remember, certain dates, certain things that occur in our life. I mean, I'm old enough to remember the day that John Kennedy was assassinated and where I was and what I was doing at the time, and the same, I remember where I was when the Twin Towers were attacked. And I remember the first time that I came across the issue as it relates to Berks Women in Crisis at the time, now Safe Berks, when they asked me to go to the Safe House, which was, as I said, was on 5th. And it was a row home. It was kept very, very private. No one knew it was there. They weren't supposed to know it was there because it was supposed to be a safe house. And they asked me to go over there and speak to some of the staff about the insurance program that I was putting in place. And I went to the front door, and they had a camera, so they saw it was me, and I told them who I was, and they buzzed me in the front door. And then an employee came and opened up the second door to allow me to come in. And the thing that really started my reason for working with Berks Women in Crisis Safe Berks was the fact that when I walked in the door, it was the sitting room of the row home. And there wasn't an inch of space that wasn't taken up by the women and the children that were in the safe house at the time. There was no room. And there was really nothing for them to do. They sat there, and the thing that really got to me was the look in the eyes of the children. There were many children there. Some of them were sitting on the floor because there wasn't room for them to sit on a chair. And the fear in their faces of the unknown. What's going to happen to me? Who's going to take care of me? Why am I here? And I actually can remember seeing some of the result of some of the abuse that these women had by some bruises I could actually see on their faces. So that left an indelible mark on me as it relates to knowing that I had to do whatever I could to help out with this organization, which is a phenomenal organization in the Berks area, and also certainly takes people from any other part of the state. So that's really the reason why I got so involved in this. It was very traumatic for me. And I have 4 children and 9 grandchildren. And when I looked at these kids back then, I thought of my own children and my own grandchildren, and thankfully none of them had to be put through what these children were being put through. And I thought I got to do something to help out. So that's how I got involved.
I appreciate you telling that story, because I think that in all of our lives we have these moments where you encounter something that touches your heart so deeply. Like you said, you couldn't do nothing.
That's right.
You felt compelled to get involved, and then you did.
Yes.
And you've been a board member at Safe Berks for how long, Jay?
I'm in my 10th year.
Yeah, great.
I've been reelected to the board on several occasions. It was kind of funny this year. I wasn't sure whether if it was the end of my term. and one of the ladies that handles the governance committee corrected me and said, "You agreed to do another 3 years back in July." Oh, okay. So I'll be on the board for another couple of years. But it's been a wonderful experience. We have a marvelous board, very involved, very involved. And the interesting thing about our board was when I first came on the board 10 years ago, and my first board meeting was not in the building we're in now. The offices were downtown, I think on 4th, over between right around Washington. And myself and another gentleman, Jim Gavin, who's an attorney here in Reading, sat at one end of the long table, and we were the only 2 men there. And as I recall, and Jim might want to dispute this, I think he leaned over to me and said, "Jay, do you think we belong here?" And I said, "We belong here, Jim." We were the only 2 men in the room. And I'm happy to say now, out of the 20 board members, there are 7 men on the board.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, it's exactly something I wanted to ask you about is, as you know, a man helping with this cause, what would you say to other men out there who maybe they might want to help, maybe they want to volunteer, maybe they want to serve on the board, they want to learn more? You know, is there a need for, you know, to get more men involved in this issue?
Absolutely, because it's an issue that all of us should be involved in, not just Berks Women in Crisis, and that was one of the reasons why the name was changed.
Right.
Because Berks Women sounded like it was just for women, but it's not. It's for the whole community. There are children, and sometimes there's men.
Right.
So yes, men should be very involved.
Yeah.
We should be a part of the organization, still run by women, because the majority of the people that we serve are women and children. Right. So I do think men need to be a part of it.
Right.
And the more we get involved as men, that should rub off on the rest of the community.
That's what I feel too.
Yep.
And for, you know, men like yourself who feel strongly that no person should ever be abused.
Absolutely
and
no one.
know that in your heart. For the men to be saying that in your loud, strong voices along with women, you know, I feel like that is really helping our society move forward, with everyone understanding that everyone deserves to be safe. So
no one can turn their back on that kind of a situation,
right.
Man or woman.
Yes.
We should all be involved to stop it as best we
Right.
possibly can.
Right.
And I think the more that we get that word out and the more people get involved, the sooner there won't be a need. I don't think
Right.
that'll ever happen,
Yeah.
but that would be the ideal.
We'd love to put ourselves out of business.
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
But until this is over, so there's no abuse, we'll be there. And what I wanted to ask you also, as someone who had that point of view of being on the board for the past 10 years, our building, our incredible building at 255 Chestnut, which is not a secret location because it's a secure building, was, I believe, opened in 2012,
Correct.
about 6 years ago.
Yep.
So you would have been on the board prior, during, and after.
That's
so
right.
Tell me a little bit about the work involved in getting this new building built.
Well, the major part of that whole situation, the dream is there, okay?
Right.
We knew that we had to get a facility that certainly was a heck of a lot better than what the Safe House was. The bathroom didn't work. The sewer pipes in the basement were busted. The place was horrible. The offices where the administration was held, it was old and needed a lot of work. So we knew that we had to do something like that. The whole issue behind that thing is to raising the money. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We can have the dreams, we can build the buildings, but we need the support of the community to do that kind of thing. And nobody should turn their back on the problem. Nobody should say, well, it's not my problem. Yes, it is. It's your problem, because we're all a part of the community. We're a part of the village, as they say.
Yes.
And we have the responsibility to do something to correct that issue. Nobody should be abused. No one, man, woman, or child. And it breaks my heart when I see that. So, yes, it's the important thing is to raise the money, to get the funds, to support Safe Berks, and to improve our facility, and possibly even have another one if we need it, you know, that kind of thing.
So you, as a board, you worked with the community and raised millions of dollars
Yes.
through the capital
We had
campaign.
We had a capital campaign,
Right.
and we spoke to everybody and got as much money as we possibly could and did fairly well.
Yeah.
We still have a substantial amount of mortgage outstanding, which we're certainly trying to, raise money to take care of, and we'll be running another capital campaign for that issue too.
Right.
So.
But you got the building built. You got
Yep.
enough funding to
Yes,
get the
we did.
building
We
built.
got enough
and
funding
now
to
we're
build the
gonna
building.
Try to pay it off
Yep.
completely.
Yep.
But that's wonderful.
Yep.
And as someone who came into Safe Berks a year ago, and I've never worked in any other building, I just want to say it is a great building.
It is a beautiful
because you
building.
put together the safe house with the legal department, with the counseling department, with the office staff, all in one building.
Yes.
So clients don't have to go to one place for legal advice, another place for counseling, another place to sleep. You know, the office people running around. Everybody's in one location,
Right.
which is great.
It is very good.
I do want to thank you for joining us today, and I want to thank everyone who is listening. And if you would like to find more information about Safe Berks, we certainly would appreciate your help as a volunteer or a donor, or if you are someone who is looking for our services, please contact us. And more information is available at www.safeberks.org. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. This is the place you start. Visit us at safeberks.org or by calling 610-373-1206.